Hello everyone, in this tutorial I will model that shape, drill concept, and also in the second video I will show you how to get that real-time viewport renders so you can show it to your clients or you can add to your portfolio the models that you made easily with that real-time render settings. So let's start. Okay, let's start with the image plane. Go to front view, shift and we go back and select the image, and also let's give some transparency. Then I will create my favorite tool, cylinder, then change orientation, then move it here, and I will also enable fillet and increase my radius, also increase my segments, something like that will be enough. Now I will duplicate the cylinder, press Ctrl and move, then I will rotate it, and also I will turn off the caps, and let's get rid of the height segments. I think that's enough. Now I will add a bool object to the scene, then I will put my objects into the bool. But before that I will make the first cylinder editable, press C, and I will delete these points, then I will move these points to the very end, and also I will close that gap. So right click, close polygon hole, and actually I turn off the wrong thing. I will turn off the fillet of the second cylinder and keep the caps on. Now I will enable my bool, but I will change my boolean type to union and enable the single object. Then I will make the bool editable, press C, and let's rename that to ref. This object is going to be my reference object for projection. So first thing, I will go to my objects, basic properties, and enable X-ray. Then I will go to mesh and select polygon pen and enable reproject result. So let's first look at the mesh, and it looks like I can steal these polygons. So I will select them, then I will right click and split, and I will turn off the X-ray of the new object. Then I will right click and select polygon pen, and I will start to move these points. So this created a bunch of triangles, but we can get rid of them like that. I will add this. Okay, let's rename that to base. And I am looking for extra polygons that I can steal, like these ones looks good. So I will select them, right click, split, and I will merge these two objects, right click, connect objects, and delete. Now I will right click, go back to polygon pen, press Ctrl, and I will start to extrude. So sometimes your reproject result won't work if you are not in the shading mode. So don't forget that. I will also put my base into the symmetry object and change the mirror plane so I can see the center line. And I have another problem. If I move that point here, it will snap here. To get rid of that, I will press Shift and V, and I will turn on backface culling. So I won't see these polygons. Okay, let's continue to extrude. And don't worry about the center points, I will change them later. Now I will switch to bottom part. Now we have a problem, not much of a problem, but our reference shape doesn't match with the sketch. But don't worry about that, I will change them later. I just need the basic shape right now. Now let's try to close here. Actually, it's very easy. I will just press Ctrl and move the edges. Now I will go back to my reference object and select these polygons. Then right click and split. Now I will make these two objects one object, right click, connect objects and delete. So now I need to make two cuts to match my sketch. So select line cut, enable single line, turn off visible only. Now I can get rid of these polygons. Now I will select polygon pen one more time and make my final adjustments. Now I will turn off the visibility of the reference object, and after that point I don't think we need backface culling anymore, so press Shift and V, turn off the backface. Then I will go to top view and select my center points. Since we are in the Z position, I'll set my Z and to 0. So our symmetry object can work perfectly. And now I will move some of the points, like that one. This is one of the biggest advantages of working with low polys. Maybe I can move it like that. Okay, now I will put that symmetry into the subdivision surface to see the result. So as you can see, we get a perfectly smooth surface. Now I will connect these empty places. So best tool for that is the bridge tool. Right click, select bridge and connect these edges. And I will need another loop cut here to connect that edge. So right click, select loop cut, then go back to bridge and close. Now I will select loop cut, but this time I will enable preserve curvature. And I will press Shift to make the cuts in the middle. So as you can see, my circular shape is still the same with the preserve curvature option. Now I will select them, but before that let's go to symmetry and enable these options. Then right click, select extrude inner. So it didn't work because these points are not in the center. Okay, now it worked. Then after my extrude inner, I will select normal move and move the polygons inside, like that. And I don't need these polygons. Let's press Q. So I will need some supporting edges. So I will select these edges, right click, select slide, press Ctrl and move. Same here. And also for the inside. Perfect. So now let's try to make that part, but before that I will move some of the points to match the shape. Okay, switch to edge mode, select bridge and close these polygon holes. And I will need additional edge cuts here and here, but turn off the preserve curvature. Then I will select close polygon hole and close these polygon holes. Then I will select these new polygons, right click and split. Then I will hide the new polygon, new object, go to old one and delete. Okay, now let's enable that object. Now I need to connect that missing edges. So let's start here with the line cut. Finish the cut. Then I will make another one here. Then I will select slide and move that point. So now here is fixed. Now let's try to close here. Select line cut. And first thing I see, I think I should connect this to that one. Then I will add this point and I will leave here like that. It's not gonna cause any problem. Now I need to move this point like that. And I need to move them also on the z-axis too. And these ones too. Okay, let's press Q to result. And Mert doesn't work because they need to be one group. So select them all, press Alt and G. Okay, looks good. Now I will finish that cut. And I will add points. Okay, now I will select that UV island, double click on it. It's gonna automatically select them all. Then I will turn off the symmetry and as well as turn the visibility of that object. Right click, extrude, turn on caps, and make something like that. And actually I will enable symmetry because it's gonna automatically delete the center polygons. But it didn't, so I have to delete them manually, select them and delete. Now I will select these polygons one more time. Then I will select extrude inner. Then I will select normal and move the polygons. And actually you won't see the back of that object, so I can easily delete them. So for the supporting edges, I will select these polygons, select extrude inner, then loop cut. Now let's try to extrude that part. So I will select first edge, then I will press Ctrl Shift, then select the last edge that I want to select. It's gonna make a loop selection, but I will deselect these last and the first edge, then press Ctrl and move on the z-axis. Then I will select that edge, press Ctrl and move. Now I need to add these points, select, right click and balance. Same for the bottom edge. So now I need supporting edges to hold the shape. So double click one more time, then press Ctrl and slide. Okay, now let's turn on the visibility of the second object. Select all, right click and extrude, caps on. Then extrude, this is too much, something like that. Then I will delete these new polygons because we want to see them. Now I need sporting edges for that object too. So let's solo it, turn off the symmetry and double click here, then slide and press Ctrl. So same thing for these edges too, right click and slide. Okay, now let's try to make this little part. So I will start with selecting these polygons, then right click and split. Now I will go to front view, select line cut and click one time, then press shift. This is gonna make the cut straight. Then I will delete these points. So we got a triangle here. To get rid of that, I will just add this point to this one, then move it like that. Then I will select all, right click and extrude with the caps on, like that. So let's solo the object. First thing, I need a loop cut right here, then another one here, also here, but I will change my offset mode to edge distance. So I think I need to remake that edge cut. So first I will dissolve it, then select loop cut. Okay, also let's add that additional detail. I will just select these points at the very corner, then move them. And I will select these points, go to right view. Or actually, we can do it from here. I will just try to center these points. Okay, now let's try to make that trigger. First, let's turn off the solos. Then I will select that edge, right click and slide it. Something like that. Then also I will move that edge here. Then select these polygons, right click, extrude, but turn off caps, like that. Now I will double click on these edges, then right click, select bevel, and make something like that. Then I will switch to points mode, select slide and merge these points. Okay, now let's add edge loops, right click, loop cut, but change offset mode to proportional. I think we need slide, so select these ones, select slide, press Ctrl. Perfect. But before moving on, as you can see, here is sharper. So to make something similar for that, I will just move these edges. Or if you want, you can make these points closer to make the shape sharper. So let's increase the editor to 3. Now I need to move some of the points because there are too much stress here. I need to move these points to the right on the z-axis, and also these ones. Now I will try to fix another thing. As you can see, our shape doesn't match with the sketch. So to do that, we can use FFT deformer. So make one and rotate it. I will use that FFT just for the handle. So we can put it like here. Select my symmetry, press Alt and G. This is gonna make a group, and I will put that FFT into that group so it could work with the symmetry object. And also I will increase my Y grids. Let's make it 6. Then I will switch to points mode, select FFT, and select these points, but not the top ones. Then I will press T and scale them. Okay, now I will select these points from the front side and move them like that. So now I will select these points and move them up like that. Then I will move that one too. Okay, now I will move to right view and select my FFT one more time and select these bottom points, and I will scale them on the x-axis. This is gonna make the bottom sharper. Okay, before making the FFT editable, I think I should scale these bottom points like that. Okay, now I will select my symmetry. Actually, let's select the top parent, right click and say current state the object. Now I can delete that group and I can continue with this new group. So now let's try to make the trigger. For that, let's switch to polygon mode, press V, selection, loop selection, and select that loop. Then right click, split. Then switch to edge mode, double click on these edges. Go to front view, press Ctrl and extrude. Then scale. Something like that. Then I will right click, select close polygon hole, so I can easily close that gap. Then switch to points mode, right click, select line cut, and I will connect these points. Now I will switch to front view and I will reposition these points. Something like that is enough. And as you can see, this trigger shape is different from that side and from that perspective. So let's try to make something similar to that one. So for the last thing, let's add the loop cut here, then press Q to see the results. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now let's switch to the bottom part. Okay, first let's double click on the edge loop, press T and also press Ctrl and make an extrusion. Then switch to polygon mode, we select loop selection and select that loop, then right click and split. And actually I will delete that side because I can use symmetry. So first thing, I will select my first edge, then press Ctrl and Shift, then select the last one. Then press Ctrl and extrude. But I will slightly move these edges up so that transition will be softer. You will see when I when I am done with that. So let's select that edge, press Ctrl and extrude. And I will select these 2 points and select weld and weld these points. Then I will press Ctrl, but before that let's change the modeling axis to world. Then press Ctrl and extrude. Now I will do the same thing. I will select these points, select weld and weld. Then I think I need to rearrange my points. Okay, now I need another loop cut here so I can weld these points. Okay, now let's select these edges. Go to front view, press Ctrl and extrude. Then I will rotate them slightly and I will also scale them so they can fit here. But doesn't have to be perfect because I'm gonna weld these points. Right click, weld. So for these points I will add additional loop cuts like that. Then I will weld them. Okay, now as you can see that points are not straight. So I will select these 2 objects, go to front view and reposition these points to make that edge straight. Okay, now let's select that object, press Alt and select symmetry, but change mirror plane. So it looks like our center edges are not in the center, so it is easy to fix that. Just double click on that loop, then set the Z position and size to 0. Okay, let's enable subdivision surface. So first thing, we need supporting edges. So let's quickly add them. Right click, select loop cut, and one here and one for the inside, and also for the base. And I will add these supporting edges too, but for that I will select these edges, then right click, select slide, then press Ctrl and slide. Perfect. Okay, let's try to mesh the shape. Let's move these points. Okay, pretty close. Now let's try to make that top part. This is gonna be very easy, so just let's add a cylinder, change the orientation, and put it somewhere here, but I will make it slightly bigger than that. Then I will set my segments to 1. Then I will make the object editable, press C, and let's move these points to here. Then I will select these points, then scale. And I will add these loop cuts. And also let's solo that. Then I will make a loop selection. And let's make it different this time. Select extrude inner, then select normal move. Then let's add supporting edges, loop cut. Okay, I am done with the modeling, but let's reorganize our scene. First, we don't need that ref, so just delete that. And also I will put that group under my subdivision and delete that unused group. Also, let's take these objects out and delete that object group. Then I can make my symmetry editable, press C, and get rid of that empty group 2. Then I will check their normals. Select objects, press Ctrl A. So these are good, but this part is not. So I need to reverse these normals. So I will double click on that, then right click, reverse normals. So I need to do that for that part too, reverse normals. That one too, reverse. And for that too, I think now we are good to go. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I have finished my model. And in the next video, I will show you how to get real-time renders easily and quickly, so you can put into your portfolio or something. So until that, goodbye and see you.